Welcome. This Vinyasa class is for spinal and postural mobility. So we've been working our way through flexibility, which is more about lengthening the muscles. Last week we worked a lot on strengthening of the upper and lower back and spine. And today we're really going to be opening up particularly mobility in the thoracic spine. So when we have a spine that knows how to move well, when there's lots of fluidity and mobility, it helps everything. It helps the shoulders, it helps digestion, it helps our respiratory system. So the flow today is not going to be so focused in vinyasas like we sometimes do with lots of chaturangas and such. It's going to be a lot more about just really getting into the joints through side bending, through twists, through back bending, through strengthening in the core, and seeing how we can support that spinal movement and range of motion. So with that said, I don't think there are any particular props that you need other than the couple blocks that you usually have by your mat and a bolster if you like that for Shavasana. We're going to start actually here in our seated position. So if you like to sit up on a bolster, you can, or you can sit onto the floor. And let's bring our hands down onto the knees or in the lap in some way. Close the eyes and go inward. So I've just been teaching the 300-hour advanced yoga training, and this is our month for sequencing. And this very first part of the practice is called initiating the yogic process. So this is what we're doing. We're initiating and coming into the very beginning of our yoga. And the best way to get that yoga process activated within us is through our breathing. So find your ujjayi. Let your awareness become centered and present moment focused. Noting how you're feeling in this moment in all aspects of your being, from the densest part, that is your physical body, your muscles, your bones, your joints, to the more subtle parts of yourself, your emotions, your energy, your mental state, your spiritual state. We'll bring our hands together, palms touching at heart center. And today we'll open with our chant, our Shanti mantra invocation, which is a traditional Sanskrit chant to engage in yoga. So we'll begin with an Om, and if you know the chant, you can join in with me at home. Otherwise, you can listen and receive the benefits in that way. Let's exhale the breath. And we'll inhale together. Sahana avatu sahanau bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvina vaditamastu ma vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we be nourished together. May we be protected together. May our study of yoga be vigorous and effective. May the light of understanding shine beyond all limitation. May we be in perfect harmony with one another. May there be peace, peace, peace. From here, let's send the arms straight up overhead. Take a big breath in, look up, spread the fingers wide, arms in a V. Exhale, chin to chest as the elbows bend, touch the tops of the shoulders. As you inhale again with that ujjayi, look up, reach up. Feel the breath expand through the side ribs. Exhale, chin to chest, touching the shoulders, stretching through the back of the neck. A few more like this. This is called the lotus breath. And it's just like we're a lotus flower, opening and closing. One more. Now this time, as you exhale and touch the shoulders, keep the head in neutral and squeeze the elbows back. So now big circles. Bring the elbows up. Exhale them back, down, and around. Try to really exaggerate this. Make this as big as you can with the breath. And now we'll go in the other direction. So as the elbows come forward, see if you can try to get them to touch. They may or may not touch in front of the body. Great. All right, reach the arms out from the heart with a big inhale as if you're offering something beautiful. Palms face down, exhale, draw the elbows back shoulder level, bring the heart forward. Palms face up, inhale, now tuck the chin into the chest and round through the upper back. Exhale, palms face down, bring the heart forward, elbows squeeze back. Exhale, chin to chest, arms forward. Inhale, pulling back and bringing the heart forward. Good. Try to get as much as of the spine involved as you can here. Really exaggerating the movements along the spine, really breathing deeply. Good. We'll take one more. Inhaling, pulling the elbows back. And release the hands down at the side. So you can come off the bolster if you wish, or you can stay seated on the bolster if you feel comfortable there. Right hand down to the floor, left arm goes up. Press your left hip down to the floor. As you reach through the left fingertips, breathe long into left side body and really focus on letting the heart look up to the sky. You can find any comfortable position for the head, looking down, looking forward, looking up. Breathing in here, we'll exhale and sweep the hand forward and down. And inhale, sweep it around and up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, around and up. One more. Exhale, forward, down. And inhale up, where again we'll pause, really press that left hip down. Feel with your inhale those lower ribs lifting up out of the pelvis. Exhale completely. And with your inhale, come on up to center, and we'll switch sides. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up. We'll pause here first. Remember to revolve the torso, so pressing that top right shoulder to the back wall. Keep your right arm straight and activate that arm, rotating the tricep side of that arm towards the face. Breathe long into right side body. And on your exhale, sweep that hand forward and down, making a really big circle, inhaling it up. Exhaling forward and down. Last one. At the top of the inhale again, here we'll pause. Few more breaths into the side body. Now keep this right arm up as you inhale, come back up to center. Left arm will come up to meet it. Interlace the hands overhead, index fingers stay up to the ceiling. Press into the palms, reach up. Take a few breaths right here, nice and broad through the rib cage, really using that breath. Now finding the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Lifting the chest and the torso up out of the hips. Lean to the right here. Breathe into left side body. Take a breath in. With your next inhale, return to center. Again, really find that core strength, and we'll lean to the left. Breathing a few times into right side body. Good. Back up to center on your inhale and into a twist. So the hands will release, twisting to the right, left hand comes across the body. Fingertips of the right hand down. Keep your shoulders just over the hips and breathe into the spinal twist. Good. Back to center. And then without any fanfare, we'll just twist to the other side. All right. Looking back over left shoulder, dropping the chin down. Keeping that ujjayi breath traveling all along the spinal column. Good. We'll come back to center. Soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. And reaching the right elbow down onto the leg, send the left arm up. So if you can get your elbow to the floor, you can take that variation, but that's kind of early in the practice for that modification. So you might just hold on to your ankle, press that elbow down into the knee. So you're lifting the spine, and then again, breathing into side body, revolving the torso open. And coming back to center, switching sides. Now left arm goes down, elbow onto knee, right arm goes up. Deepening this a bit more into the lower back in this position. So noticing how it's subtly changing, letting your breath expand and move into those areas along the spine and the side body. And then coming back to center, a little bit different. Now this right arm is going to reach across, grabbing onto the left shin. Lean to the right, left arm up, and it deepens for us here. So now the pull is a bit more along that left side body. Breathe into it. Coming back up to center. And again, switch sides. Left hand reaches across the body to right shin. Right arm comes up, lean to the left, lean into it, and stretch out of it. So we've got a really strong push-pull happening here that helps to really open up through the lower back and that side waist area. And we'll inhale and come on up to center. All right, hands behind, feet go wide, windshield wiper the legs a bit. We're not quite done with our side bending. So take your right foot, thread it under. Right foot threads under the left. Bring the knee down and stack your left knee on top of the right. So Gomukhasana or cow face legs here. Right hand comes out to the side, left arm goes up. Another side bend. This one, so it's like each one of these is successively moving a little bit lower, 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 lower down the spine and side body. Now we're probably feeling this one into the hip as well. Breathe. And we'll come on up. All right, unwind the legs and just switch them. So now left foot threads under. We've got the right knee on top. Use your hands to help you wiggle and get those legs in place. Reaching the left hand out onto the floor. Right arm comes up. Bending into that left arm, maybe getting the forearm onto the mat, maybe not, it doesn't matter. But we're keeping the torso in line with the hips, revolving the torso open, the heart looking up to the sky. Right arm overhead is still really active. Tricep wrapping toward the face, Pressing that right hip down to the floor and breathing into the hip, into that lowest part of the side waist. All right, let's come on up. We'll release our legs out into a nice wide V. And let's just take a breath here. Firm the feet, press out through the heels, thighs are nice and engaged, legs are really active. Send the arms up to the sky. And we'll exhale, twisting toward the right. Right hand will come behind, left arm reaches towards the leg. Exhale fully. Inhale to center, arms up. Exhale, twisting to the left side. Right hand reaches across. And inhale, up to center. Good. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale up. Good. A couple more. Good. We'll come up to center this time. And then exhale the hands down. Reach the right elbow. So the elbow is pressing onto the thigh or the shin or maybe to the floor. To the inside of the thigh, left arm goes up. Breathing here into the side waist. Keep pressing out actively through the feet and feel that wonderful stretch reaching into the lower back, all along the spine. Exhale, sweep that hand forward and down. And inhale, come back up to center. Take a moment to breathe. Feel the evenness of both your sitting bones pressing down into the mat. And we'll lean to the other side. Left hand onto elbow or shin or floor. Right arm reaching up, breathing into side body. So if you have the elbow to the floor, you can actually press the upper arm into the inside of the knee to help you revolve the torso even more. So you can use that upper arm to really, really go for it. And exhale, release that hand forward and down. Use both the hands, come up to center, take a breath. Left foot is going to come in. Right leg stays extended. Same thing, elbow out onto thigh or shin or floor. Left arm comes up. Now this time, see if we can move this right hand across to press down or press against the left thigh here and let your torso come down. So some of us might just rest right here. Others of us might be able to reach the toes. If you can reach the toes and bring your torso down a bit, then grab onto the toes, revolve that top shoulder back. That's important. So you don't want to do it at the sacrifice of the chest, right? You have to keep that left shoulder lifting and pressing back, and then revolve the torso open and use some weight between the hand and the foot to really create a strong pull all along this left side body. And we'll release out of this. And slowly come up, take a breath. That's really deep into the spine. All right, we'll switch sides. Left leg comes out, right foot comes in. Elbow onto thigh or shin or floor. Right arm sweeps up. And start to move that hand. Let your torso drop down. At some point, this left hand is going to reach in the opposite direction. Grab on to, if you can reach the outer edge of the foot, that's great. If you can reach the big toe, that's great. If you're not grabbing your foot, that's also great. Do your best to revolve the torso open. So you want to look to the sky up under your upper arm there. Keep your right hip heavy and rooted towards the floor, and then give some pull between the toes and the hands to really stretch this whole long side body. And we'll release. Nicely done. Come back up to center. Take a breath. Neutral spine. Grounded sitting bones. Tall through the crown. And now tabletop, please. All right, we're going to That was a lot of side bending. So we're going to transition into some other spinal movements now. Inhale, belly drops, tailbone and heart lift, look forward. As you exhale, press into the hands, press into the knees, lift the spine to the sky, head dropping down. A few more like this. And just notice after all that side bending, perhaps there's some warmth along the sides of the body. And perhaps the spine feels a little different in the cat-cow today than it does on other days when this is the very first spinal warm-up that we do. We'll take one more, exhaling into cat, and let's pause here. In our cat, shift the weight of the hips forward of the knees so there's more weight bearing into the arms, head drops down, and really press into the hands. Feel the shoulder blades separate. The breath moves into the space between the back of the heart to stretch deep across the shoulder blades. Arms are working really strong, pressing the earth away with a lot of strength. Return to neutral spine. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk it out, bending the knees to awaken the hamstrings and the calves. Walking the feet together so the toes are touching and the inner ankles are touching. Pressing into the hands. Now turn the heels to the left side. So the knees bend to the right. Bend the knees deeply. Press equally into both hands and try to send your right hip up and away. Again, breathing into a nice long line in the side body. Come back to center. And the heels shift to the right, toes turning to the left. Again, both the knees bend deeply. Press equally into both hands and try to lift and send your left hip up and away. Coming back to center. Take a breath in here. Heels lift up nice and high. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, and take your feet to your hands. You can walk those feet or step them or hop them. Inhale up halfway. Exhale to fold. Again, inhaling up halfway. Lengthen your heart to the horizon. Firm the thighs. Keep the kneecaps lifted as you exhale. Fold forward and down, nice and deep into hamstrings. One more. Inhale up halfway. Weight forward in the foot. Exhale, fold. We're going to come all the way up. So with your big inhale, straight legs, straight spine, sweep the arms, look to thumbs overhead, and exhale, hands around to the heart. Samastitihi. Feel your grounding and your connection through the feet. Thighs are still nice and firm, tailbone more heavy, front hip bones lifted. Finding the bandhas, lifting here. The Mula Bandha lifts, pelvic floor engages. The transverse abdominis activated as we try to draw those two front hip bones together. Bring your hands down to the hip, shift your weight into the left foot, and right knee comes up into standing half march. So the ankle's flexed, knee is flexed, hip is flexed. Stable, strong here, gaze is focused. Send the arms up overhead. Draw the front ribs in. Feel your core engagement. Feel your strength and steadiness. Stable and strong all along the midline. Good. Exhale, hands to heart, step down, hands to hips, shift the weight into the right foot. Inhale, left knee lifts. Now try to drop that left hip down. So we want to keep the pelvis as neutral as possible while keeping the left thigh parallel to the floor. Shifting the weight into the inside of your standing leg. There's a tendency in standing balances to just let the hip pop out and sag into the pelvis for the balance. So we want to resist that by pressing this right hip in into the midline and challenging our balance here. Arms come up, strong through the core. Keep that standing leg straight like you're trying to press the thigh to the back wall. Feel your strength here. Feel your stability. Feel your grounding and your balance. And we'll exhale, hands to heart, release the leg down and shake it out. All right, send the arms out and up, big inhale. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Now exhale, take the feet wide for a squat. You can turn the toes out if you need to. Knees bend down, Malasana, garland pose. Take a few breaths. Hopefully the hips are a little bit prepared for this. So the knees are squeezing in, elbows are resisting, spine is straight, palms to the heart. We'll take one more breath. Exhale, release the hands down to the floor, shift the weight into the hands. Inhale, toes point forward, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Feet are nice and wide. Inhale all the way up, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands around to the heart. Keep your feet as they are. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, fold, forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, turn the toes out if you need to, squat. We'll have just one breath in. Exhale, touch the floor. And inhale, straighten the legs, halfway lift, toes forward. Exhale, fold in deep. Inhale, rise. And exhale, dive right back down. So just fold right forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, turn the toes out, squat. Take a breath in. Exhale, touch the earth. Inhale, legs straighten, come up halfway, toes forward. Exhale, fold deep into the hamstrings and come all the way up. Big breath in, one more. Exhale, swan dive, forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale into your squat. Take a breath and pause. Extend your right arm. I'll turn to face you. Extend your right arm 45 degrees or so. So your shoulder is to the inside of the knee. We're going to press the shoulder and the knee together. Try to lengthen the spine up out of this. Revolve the left shoulder back. Send the left arm up to the sky. Press the left arm back as far as you comfortably can and breathe here into this twisted squat. One more breath. Good. Exhale. Come back. Malasana, palms to heart. Take a breath just in neutral spine here in our squat. And then the left hand releases out to the side 45 degrees or so, pressing shoulder and knee together. Right arm comes up and back. But it's not so much about the arm coming back, but we really want the shoulder to come back. Really twisting the spine, breathing. And exhale, release that hand down. Again, take a breath here in garland. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, legs straighten, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Come all the way up, big breath in. Exhale, hands around to the heart, Samasthiti. Step wide on your mat. Right toes turn out for triangle pose. Send the arms up with an inhale. Exhale, pelvis shifts, reaching through the spine. Let your hand come down and send your left arm up to the sky first. So we want to just ground and find our triangle pose. Now, turn the left palm to face overhead and come into extended triangle. That left arm reaching, breathing long. But remember, we're revolving the torso open. So we're not collapsed through the chest as much as we can. Left shoulder stacking on top of right, breathing. Exhale, sweep that hand forward and down, bending into extended side angle stretch. So you have to probably take a wider stance. You're welcome to bring your elbow up on top of the thigh, if that's comfortable for you. If you can keep your hand down today to the inside, so shoulder to the inside of the knee, take that option. Left arm overhead, breathing into this extended side angle stretch. Now press down into your right foot, spiral that foot energetically clockwise into the mat, and draw that right hip under the body. We'll take one more breath. Exhale, again, that hand comes forward and down, and we're gonna find ourselves in a nice wide-legged forward fold. Toes point forward, inhale up here, spine flat to floor. Exhale, nice and deep, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale up halfway. And exhale, right hand is going to reach across for left ankle or shin. Use your right hand to pull the torso towards the left leg and send your left arm up to the sky. Twist. Exhale back to center. Inhale up halfway. And exhale, right toes turn out again, bending back into that extended side angle. So nice and deep into right side. Build it up nice and slow from the ground. Take your time. Make sure everything's where it ought to be. Left arm comes up overhead. Now we're going to activate this. So really find your core strength. Find your bandhas. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha light. Strong through the core. Lifting the bottom hand up. Reaching and leaning out over the front leg. Take one more breath. And now straighten your front leg. Continue to reach. Keep pressing that top shoulder back. And then come up to center. Nice. Release the hands down, heels in, toes out. Sink down into goddess. Move a bit side to side. All right, pressing into the feet, coming on up. We're going to do that series again on the left side. Left toes turn out. Send the arms up. Inhale. Starting with triangle, pelvis shifts first. Reach out through the left side. Hand comes down, and we're just going to stay here for a moment, refining all of the alignment principles here of triangle, making our triangle beautiful, connected, integrated, breathing fully. Now right palm turns to face overhead. Extended triangle, reach through right side body. Exhale, sweep that hand forward as you also bend your knee for extended side angle. Maybe heel toe your foot wider, getting nice and low into the hips, shoulder and arm to the inside of the knee, or please, if you need, bring your torso up, elbow on top of the knee. Right arm again comes up overhead. Remind that left hip in under the body. And breathe from the outer edge of your right foot all the way through the right fingers. Exhale, sweep that hand forward and down. Come into wide-legged forward fold. So toes point forward, inhale up halfway, spine parallel to floor. Exhale deep into the forward fold. Take a couple breaths here. Inhaling up halfway. Left hand reaching for the right shin or ankle or foot. Right arm coming up to the sky. So you're using your left hand to pull the torso towards the left leg and try to revolve your right shoulder up and back to twist the spine. Now notice if your weight's really far back in the heels. If your hips are really far behind the feet, shift your weight forward into the ball of the foot. Try to keep the sitting bones above the heels as you do this. And as you exhale, we'll unwind it back to center. With the inhale, you come up halfway. And with your exhale, again, left toes turn out, walk your hands over and find yourself Once more in extended side angle stretch. So right arm reaching overhead. Now we're going to find the strength of our core. Press down into that front left foot. Take the weight off the back hand and lift that arm up. And then press into a straight leg. Keep the torso revolved. And with control, come on up to center. Goddess again, heels in, hands down onto the thighs. Maybe forearms down onto the thighs. And move a bit side to side. Excellent. Walking the hands up on top of the thighs here, pressing and standing. Heel toe the feet and step to the top of your mat. Hands to the heart. Samasthiti, connecting with your ujjayi. From here, bring the hands behind. And you can either bring the fists together, or if you can bring the hands together in reverse prayer, pressing the index fingers of the hands. Now again, with the bandhas engaged, we're going to lift, lift the belly button up, away from the pubic bone, lift the heart away from the belly button, send the hands up into the back, lift through the chest, standing back bend. You can keep the chin tucked, or if you're able, you can let the chin also come back. Breathing here, feeling that strong squeeze into the spine. Head lifts. Coming back to neutral, release the hands. Palms to the heart, Samasthiti. Just take a few breaths here, feeling the impact of that standing back bend. We'll bring the hands to the hips and shifting the weight into the right foot tree pose. Left foot comes into position. Hands to the heart. So now that same connection through the core that we found in that standing back bend, send the arms up to the sky. Keep the palms together. Keep trying to lift through the spine, and we're going to lean towards the bent knee. Good. Come back to center. Release the hands down to the heart. Without letting your left foot touch the ground, release into standing half march. Strong and stable, left hand to hip. Right arm goes up, inhale, lengthening, and we'll take a twist. Elbow, hand to the outside of the knee. If you're really feeling into it, you can grab the outside of your foot and straighten that leg. Left arm comes behind, taking your twist here. We'll unwind slowly, back to center, and with purpose, step that foot down and shake it out. Left toe spread, right foot comes into tree pose. Vriksasana. Establish your pose, find your balance, maintain your breath as you send the arms up overhead. Palms squeeze together. So we're really lifting through the spine, but trying to keep those front ribs knitted in. And now bringing a side bend in as you lean towards the bent knee. Our inhale brings us back up to center. Exhale, hands to heart. Without stepping the foot down, release into half march. Right hand to hip. Left arm goes up with an inhale. Long spine. Exhale into the twist, hand to the outside of the knee, or grab the outer edge of the foot with a straight leg. Right hand comes behind. And we'll release slowly back to center, palms to the heart, and stepping down with purpose. All right, to the top of the mat, inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward and down. We'll inhale up halfway. And exhale, just step back into your down dog. Let's take a few breaths here. All right, bring your feet together. Bend the knees as you walk your hands back to the feet. I'm going to come forward a bit on my mat. All right, so we're in a toe squat. The heels are lifted. We're up on the toes. And see if you can lift the heels even more, right? So rather than having the heels back behind the toes, see if you can actually lift the heels above the toes. And then we're going to try to take a balance here. Palms to the heart. A balancing toe squat. Core nice and strong. Send the arms up overhead here. So this is where we really challenge our stability, right? Stability is our ability to be grounded in movement. So how stable are we in movement? We get a lot of movement here in this one. Exhale into a twist. Right hand is going to come behind. So you'll twist to the right. Left hand or wrist will come to the outside of the knee. Toe squat with a twist. Try to press your right hip forward, even as you're stretching your right shoulder back. Exhale, unwind slowly. Send the arms up. Exhale, twisting to the left. Right hand comes to the outside of the knee. So feet are together, knees are together. Pressing the forearm into the knee, sending your left hip forward as you stretch your left shoulder back. Feel how this is working the feet, the ankles, the calves. And unwinding back to center. Take a breath and release the hands down. Bring your knees down and release onto the tops of the feet. So we have the tops of the feet down. Bring your hands behind you and just one piece. That's really important. I want to make sure that I cue. You want to bring your heels wide. So toes stay touching, but your heels come to the outside of your sitting bones. So sitting bones are to the inside of the heels. Then you lean back and lift the knees up a little bit, and you'll get that great stretch through the front of the ankle and into the shin bone. See if you can balance this. Maybe you want to, maybe you don't want to, but see if you can reach your hands forward. Find your core strength balancing here. And release down. Very good. All right, come to kneeling, and we'll get into this beautiful flowing bird sequence. All right, so we start in this kneeling position, and we're going to inhale the arms up when we extend this left leg forward. So we'll go slow for this first one. The left leg's out to the side. The toes are pointing forward for gate pose. Exhale, sweep the arms back and sit the hips onto the heels, right? Torso nice and low to the floor. Take a few breaths here and you can really feel like you are embodying that bird flying. So with your inhale, maybe your torso lifts a bit, and with your exhale, maybe your torso sinks down. Then we'll inhale, sweep the arms up as we come again to kneeling. This time, the toes, the foot flexes and the toes come up to the ceiling. Left hand down onto the shin, reaching through right side body. Nice side bend here. Good. We'll take another breath in. Exhale, this hand comes forward and down onto the earth beside you, leaning out. Grab with your left hand onto your left foot. Press the foot into the hand, kick back, and breathe into this back bend. On your exhale, release. Left leg goes straight. Right arm sweeps overhead. Breathe into side body on the left. Exhale, sweep the hand forward. Knee bends. Come to kneeling. Arms go up. Inhale. Exhale, right foot out to the side. Toes point forward. Hands come back. Sink down. Take a few breaths. Inhale, come up. Sweep the arms up. Toes flex. Right hand onto knee. Exhale. And then inhale, lean into it. Reach through left side body. Hand comes forward. As you exhale, touch left hand to earth. Lean it to that side right heel or top of the foot to the hand. Press. That knee behind you. Let your right shoulder go back. Exhale, release. Right leg goes long. Right arm comes overhead. Big breath in. Exhale, sweep that hand forward as you come back to kneeling. We'll go with the breath now. Inhale the arms up. Left leg out. Toes point forward. Exhale down. Inhale, rise. Heels point, toes point up. Exhale, hand comes down. Take a big breath in through right side body. Exhale, sweep the arm forward and down, hand to earth. Inhale, heel or foot to hand. Big breath in. Exhale, release, leg goes straight, left arm sweeps overhead, big breath in. Exhale, come to kneeling, and inhale, sweep the arms up. Right leg out, exhale, fold back. Inhale, rise up. Toes flex. Right hand to leg as you exhale. Big inhale through left side body. Exhale, sweep the arm forward and down to the floor. Inhale, foot to hand. Exhale, straighten the leg. And inhale, sweep the arm overhead. Exhale, come back to kneeling. We're going to do one more. Inhale, arms up as the left leg comes out. Exhale, sit it back. Inhale, sweep up, flex the foot. Left arm to thigh, exhale, and inhale through right side body. Exhale, sweep right hand to floor. Inhale, kick the foot into the hand. Exhale, straighten the leg. And inhale, sweep the left arm. Exhale, hand comes forward as we find kneeling. Last time, inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand to the leg. Sorry, I messed up a bit there. Sweep through the left side as you inhale. Oh, we were supposed to go back. That's what I forgot. Go back. Yeah. And then inhale, come up. There we go. And now right hand to the leg. Inhale up through left side. Exhale, sweep the hand forward and down to earth. Inhale, foot to hand, press. And really open. Exhale, release, right leg goes long, arm sweeps overhead, inhale. And now different, exhale, tabletop. Sit back, child's pose. Breathing into the body, feeling what all is there. Letting the lower back get a nice stretch. We'll come forward through tabletop, knees down, knees well behind the hips. So like a knees down plank. Bend the elbows nice and slowly, resisting the floor as we take about 3 breaths. We'll call that 2. and 3 to come down onto the mat. Shalabhasana, giving a nice squeeze for the lumbar spine here. Tops of the feet on the mat, hands back by the hips, forehead to the floor. Send your tailbone back towards the heels. On your inhale, lift the head and the chest, lift the feet and the thighs, squeeze up through the back body. Exhale, release down with gravity. Inhale again, squeezing up, finding your peak expression, strong in the back. Exhale, release down. We'll do a few more, just with your breath. And last one. Good. Releasing down now. Roll right over onto your back into constructive rest. So resist any urge to hug your knees into your chest. I know you want to, but we're not quite done with back bending yet. So this neutral spine is good, but try not to hug the knees into the chest. I promise we'll get that relief in just a moment. All right, feet down onto the mat, hands down by the hips, walk the heels close into the buttocks for bridge pose. We'll exhale, press the lower belly down into the floor, tailbone begins to lift. Inhale, hips come up, hands interlace underneath the body, roll the shoulder blades down the back, pressing down into the wrists and elbows. Try to keep the weight to the inside of the foot. Send the tailbone towards the knees and breathe. On your next inhale, lift the heels, roll off the shoulders, send the arms overhead, and exhale, come down one vertebrae at a time. When the sacrum touches, the heels release, but we take a breath and release. Hands down by the hips. We're going to do 2 more bridges. If your body is primed and ready and you have a safe upward facing bow or back bend practice, you're welcome to come into back bend. Otherwise, you can follow along with me into bridge. We'll exhale, press the belly button down, lift the tailbone up, and finding Setubandha Sarvangasana, the bridge pose once again. All right, let's try and refine it. And on your inhale, heels lift, come off the shoulders, arms overhead. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. So we'll take a couple breaths at the bottom. You can either keep your hands overhead or you can bring the hands down. Excellent. All right, last one. We'll come up and hold for about 5 breaths again. So as you're ready, making your way up into your bridge, giving it your all, and breathing. On your next inhale, releasing down vertebrae by vertebrae. And at the bottom this time, bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees rest out to the sides. Bend your elbows, but keep your hands overhead. So we've got this same diamond shape in the hands. Close the eyes and breathe. And we'll press the knees together, hug the knees into the chest, and rock a bit side to side. Giving a good massage of your backside down into the mat. As you come back to center, extend your left leg out onto the floor, interlace the fingers around the right shin, and squeeze that knee towards the armpit. Now press out through your right foot, just like we're trying to scissor apart the thighs here. Take a few deep breaths. Walk your right foot down to the inside of your left thigh. Press into that foot to lift and shift your hips, preparing for spinal twist. So lifting and shifting to the outside of your left hip. Now the right knee comes across the body, gazing out towards your right fingertips. Breathing into this delicious unwinding for the spine. With your inhale, come back to center. And we'll switch sides. Right leg will extend out onto the mat. Left knee comes in. Hands interlace around the shins and give a nice squeeze. Pressing out through the right heel. Ardha Apanasana, half wind relieving pose. Releasing your foot down to the inside of the right thigh, pressing into that foot so that you can lift and shift your hips. And your left knee comes across the body, gazing out towards left fingertips, left shoulder, heavy to the floor. Please return to your back. We'll take our last pose, a happy baby. And again, this is, this does help open the hips, but let's rock with it to really release the spine and get that nice massage of your backside into the mat. Release your feet down and come into corpse pose, Shavasana. Releasing the feet, maybe placing a bolster under the knees if you wish, hands out to the sides, chin in towards the chest. Take a sighing breath as you feel any residual tension in the body releasing as you come into stillness. Beginning to deepen your breath again. And as you strengthen your breath, wiggling through the fingers and toes, feeling the aliveness and the vitality, the energy in your body. Send the arms up overhead. With an inhale, take your full body stretch. With your exhale, roll to one side. And slowly, very slowly, find your seat. And palms together at the heart. We'll seal our practice with our closing chant. Let's exhale together and take a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. By the light and the love of the truth, for the happiness and the healing of all beings everywhere, in all the realms seen and unseen, we offer and dedicate the merits of our practice for the benefit of all that is, all that was, and all that ever will be. And so it is. Thank you.